Now, if you saw somebody doing that to you, what would you think it is? You will either be telling off, did something wrong, or stop doing what you're doing, plus whatever meaning that you would give. Now, that would be one version, isn't it? And if you thought that I was telling you off, how would you feel? Negative. Feeling inside here, I'm being told off, and the chatterbox inside starts to feed you. On the other hand, you say that's like crazy man just shaking his fingers and having fun. Neutral, yes? No feeling at all. It's just observation, like a reporter. He's just shaking his finger. On the other hand, you say, hey, this healer here is giving me energy. Everyone is looking at is giving energy. How would you feel? Fantastic. What is real? What is real? Whatever answer you give is the right answer in terms of how you have perceived and given a meaning to. So in actuality, nothing is real. I shall repeat that. Nothing is real until you give it your meaning. Does that make sense? Nod your head if you think it's making sense, and shake your head and put your hands up if you want to challenge me. All right? I have got double screen here, so I've got to flip it in and out. Okay? So we all are in agreement that when you give a meaning to something, you are giving your own meaning. Correct? Okay. Now, so in simplicity, there are three variations of the same theme happening at the same time. You, the perceiver, is giving whatever instructions to your mind to say, this is true. No, that is true. No, that is true. But it's like a radio wave. So you have a television screen, for example, and so you have three stations running through: positive, negative, neutral. Yeah, Arram shaking his finger, Arram is blessing me, and Arram is telling me off. All three are happening at the same time. Got it? So these are what we call parallel realities. Until you say, I'm being told off. So boom, your remote control, the negative part comes up. But the other two other parts are still running. Shake your head if you understand. If you don't understand, put your hands up. Hello? Okay, shake your head. Good. Because there are three realities that are happening at every moment. Your mind is the television screen. You are telling yourself what is really happening. Shake your head if you understand, yes? Good. Now, you are the creator then, aren't you? Anything that's happening in the world, you are creating in your mind. You are giving meaning to it. Yeah? And if you're having an argument with somebody, you are giving meaning to the argument because you are in your mind thinking what the other person is saying instead of qualifying and ask that person, what do you mean? So there's a mismatch of conversation all the time going on with people. We're just guessing, second guessing from the way we have been programmed. Okay? So that's the first part. Nothing is real until you give meaning. Now we can come back to COVID, the virus. Thousands of my students take no notice of it. Why? Because back to this, isn't it? Is it real? Is it neutral or is it unreal? Now those that believe it's real, tremendous fear. And this is what the mass public is going through. And when the media, which is doing its fantastic job, yeah, telling you all the things that are happening, what is happening? You go into fear, you go into anxiety, and what happens? Your immune system drops. It's not that the COVID is killing people, it's the self-talk. Oh my God, it's terrible. Now, if you talk to anybody in my group, COVID, how exciting. Because we don't believe in it, because we're saying, I'm being blessed. So nothing is real, okay? Now, the thing is, everything is a frequency, is a vibration. What does I mean by that? Everything has got a frequency to it. So let's make it easy. High frequencies are the good things, the laughter and everything. Low frequencies are the bad mood, depression and everything. So same goes with diseases, right? Being healthy is high frequency. Cancer is a low frequency. And then in between, we have all the other frequencies. So everything is vibrating all the time. Does it make sense? Shake your head if you understand, yeah? So we are in a world full of energies all the time. And we are being bombarded left, right, and center with energies coming in and We are giving it the meaning all the time. No, we are the translators. We say, this is good, this is bad. But what is happening? It's just a neutral thing. You are giving your meaning. Okay? Coming back to what I'm talking about is nothing is real. Remember that. Nothing is real until you give it your meaning. Now, these laws that I'm sharing with you are ancient laws. In the old days, we would put the big name esoteric laws, esoteric studies, blah, 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 blah. In short, it is just very old teaching that's been forgotten. And along the line, they have been doctored, just like all the religions have been doctored. You know, Jesus didn't want a religion. But the followers created to make it a religion. And you can say that for all the religions that have been started, it's always the followers. So we come back to the 5 laws. The first law is number 1. We are energy beings. What does that mean? We are energy beings. Quantum physics and all the scientists have proven that matter is 99.999 space. What does that mean? It means that there's practically nothing there, but it makes what we call matter. The physical part. So all of us are energy beings. Now, as an energy being, according to the old teaching, we cannot be destroyed. Energy cannot be destroyed. And so along the line, we came along, the energy being, the consciousness, what we want to call it, decide to have a human experience. So we then created in the mind a human body. So this physical world is created from energy. We are energy being having a human experience, not the other way around, where, you know, sometimes we feel, they call it spiritual, yeah? A human being having a spiritual journey. No, we have chosen to have a human experience. Like everything on this planet, everything is happening, is created in energy so that we can have the human experience. But deep down, where the source is, we are energy. Energy cannot be destroyed. So we go back to trillions of years, but again, we don't know when it started. You know, but the scientists will say it has to start at some point. I'm saying it was there. So this debate goes on for many thousands of years. Okay, so that's law number 1. We are spiritual energy beings having a human experience. That means a human experience, we will die, but our spirit will carry on. And what will happen is the understanding of you with reincarnation is we will choose another body and come back and go in and carry on and carry on and carry on in different situations. Some situations we are very rich people, some situations we're very poor people, become very sick, and it goes on. Whatever you can think of, you know, we have created, and because we have had and understand the situation when we are spiritual, when we are energy, we are never ending. So we are down here choosing different life forms, experiencing, meeting what we call soulmates or whatever it is, to go on contract. So imagine yourself being on a glorified Disney World where you got to get onto every track. You cannot miss out. Every ride you got to go on. But the Disney World is so enormous that, you know, you got to keep going on and going on. Every time you pop off, you're coming back. Everybody's got return ticket. And this is what is taught as reincarnation. Okay? So some rides are fun, some rides are not so fun, and some rides are even frightening. But this is on a perspective, on the human level, that we are giving meaning to something. But from the spiritual, from the energy point, it's all fun. Because if you cannot be destroyed, what would you choose to do? You would try everything, isn't it? So I'm going to be a good guy this time around. I'm going to be a king. I'm going to be a rich man. So you have that life, you pass over, and you come back and say, that was okay. I'll come back and have the opposite. You get the point? So we keep repeating and repeating. So there's no such thing as a bad thing or a bad situation, because you know you're going to come back. It's like that film Groundhog Day. If you haven't seen it, go along and have a look at it. He wakes up every time and he cannot die. So watch that film. It gives you a sense of what I'm talking about. Okay, that's rule number 1. Rule number 2 is we are all one. That means we are all made of the same substance, everything, the trees, the plants, animals, all are made of the same thing. So we are all one, made from the same source. Number 3 is there is only the now. There is only the now. There is nothing else happening. There is only now. Future and past is something which we create because it's not true. This is the only truth. Me and you talking now. A second ago, it's not the same thing. Finish. There is only the now, and each and every now, what is happening? You are a new person. Got it so far? And if you're not sure, type it in and ask questions afterwards. Right? And okay. So, where was I? The law.
What you put out, get back law.
Put out, you get back, which is practically, in simple terms, known as, in a lot of religion, is karma. What you give out, you get back. But again, there's a slight difference. But in simplistic terms, what you give out, you get back. If you're a nasty person, you get back nastiness. If you're a good person, then it goes on and on. And the last thing is there will always be change. There will always be change. In your life, whatever the situation you think of, how bad or how good it is, it's going to be changed, okay? The only thing that doesn't change are the 4 laws. So even in what terrible situation you think you're in, understand that it's always going to be changed. And understand that even if you're in a fantastic life that you're in, there is going to be change as well. It's like a lottery, isn't it? No, you have chosen at every juncture to come back and see which ride you're going to go on Disneyland. And in deciding before coming back to this physical world, you have made a contract with all the people that you are going to interact with, which we call soul contract. The people you're married to, the people, and everybody, even a stranger that you meet on the street, is the contract as to what's happening. Okay, so that are the laws. And the last part is parallel realities. What does that mean? It means that whatever is happening, there is still a different version of what is happening. Like the 3 instructions I was giving you, positive, negative, neutral. You are on your screen like this, and it's all running through. It depends on what you decide to have. You press the remote, and it comes up in your head there, and it's projected forward. So, but there is not only 3 computation. There are billions of computation, depending on the frame of mind you're in. And if you want to have an understanding of this, go and watch Sliding Doors. It gives you a version of what I'm talking. But that is only 2 versions. So imagine that this computation I'm talking about is billions of versions that's happening on the screen inside your mind, and it's changing all the time. So we come back to recap what is real. You are creating in your mind. Nothing is real until you give it your meaning. Understand it. This is one of the most important concepts. So, is COVID real? For me, no, because it's on the frequency. Now, frequency matches, okay? Now, COVID is on a very low frequency. I'm on a very high frequency, right? Joe Block is on the middle frequency. So what happens is when Joe Block has the news, his frequency drops and he happens to match. It happens to match, and he might catch it. He might live, he might die. Doesn't really matter, because if you understand the big picture, we're all going back to the pot and we're going to start all over again. But because we think that this is the only life, we will grab on to everything. But when you go out with the attitude that, hold on a minute, COVID, what is that? I'm giving the meaning. This is why thousands of students are not any fear. I don't think anyone got it. And so it's again a mindset. Everything is in your mind. Everything is set up there. And if you believe it, it is true. If you don't believe, it is true. So the same thing is for everything. It's your definition of something. And if you don't believe it, it doesn't work. I found this out as a what do you call, a Reiki healer. I don't like the word healer. Again, it has different meaning. But at that time, a healer is somebody puts your hands on it and, you believe it's going to work. If you don't believe it's not going to work, it will not work. And this is what I found out. Hold on a minute. Why is it some people are healing, some people are not healing? It's the belief structure. So some people come to me to to prove that they cannot be healed. So they're not going to be healed. And some people come to me and say, I'm going to be healed. And they get healed. I'll give you a very good example. This is a true story as well. You can check it out in the medical books. Two people, cancer care patient in the last stage 3, and the consultant comes and speaks to them because they all wrap up together in the same clinic, and he says to the two of them, bad news, guys, you got stage 3, and according to stage 3, you got 6 months to live. Candidate A believed the doctor, and precisely within 6 months he died. Candidate B said, no, you're full of bullshit. I don't believe you. There are other ways of healing myself. Guess what? He didn't get it. And there are many stories out there. And it's all in the mind. It's all a placebo effect. What you believe, you get. If you don't believe, it's not going to happen. You're reminded all the time, this exercise. What am I telling you? What am I telling you? And all my students are going around shaking their fingers. What am I telling you? Yeah, positive, negative, or neutral. Positive, negative, neutral. The important part is what goes up here. Do you believe? Back to this. If you don't believe, nothing's happening. Right? So I'm telling you, you are the creator of your madness, or you can create heaven or you can create hell. The choice is yours. Okay? You are the creator. Back to this. Always remember this. When you are in doubt about anything, right? If you're having an argument with your partner or anything, right? Just shake your fingers and say, what is he saying? Is he telling me off? Is he whatever it is? But whatever it is you doing it to yourself. Nobody can do anything to you except yourself.